Hello everyone. Welcome to your channel Pharmacypedia. This is Dr. Shikha Chauhan, and in this session, in continuation to our series on biostatistics and research methodology, I'm going to discuss about plagiarism and how to deal with it. My dear students, this lies in your unit 3 of the revised PCI syllabus for BPharm 8th semester. So without wasting their time, let us begin our series on biostatistics and research methodology. Those who have still not subscribed to my channel Pharmacypedia, please do like, share and subscribe to Pharmacypedia for getting important contents related to pharmacy profession. My dear students, so let us try to understand what is plagiarism, what are the different types of plagiarism, how to deal with the plagiarism, what are the different softwares which are being used to study plagiarisms, and how you can deal with it. So first, let us understand the plagiarism. In a simple layman language, my dear students, think about a situation where your guide, where your faculty, where your mentor asks you to prepare a report on any of the research topic, for example, transdermal drug delivery system or any sort of the drug delivery system. So the faculty guide wants you to write down the report in your own words. He specifically mentions always to mention the report in your own terms so that you first try to understand the complete gist, complete content, complete concept, and then you have to write down in your own terms. But when a person is not doing this, when a person is like using the words or the ideas which are used by another person and is not writing down in his or her own words, but is actually presenting another's work or the data in their own name, so in a nutshell, it is like stealing. So that's why here comes the role of the intellectual property rights. So if you take something from another person, it's normally known as stealing. But once you try in terms of the academics, in terms of the contents, if you are stealing or if you are trying to copy someone idea, someone work, someone content, then it is called plagiarisms. So to steal and pass off as one's own, so you're using others data and saying and like marking it as your own, then it comes into the purview of the plagiarism. So in a simple term, it is the act of presenting another's work or ideas as your own. So in a college setting, this is normal protocol, and this is very much done by many students. So when you ask them to write down a study report, and since they have the time frame commitments also, so they do sometimes do copy the data from another sources and like portrays it as their own data. So this is called plagiarisms. So now the work may be in a college settings, or like writing down the papers or the assignments, or writing down the books or the different articles or another facts or the information. So largely into the research, experiments and data. So my dear students, now I think you are clear about the plagiarism. So it's the presentation of the words from any other source or another person as own without proper quotation and citation. Now what is this quotation and citation? So there is a way, if you want to use the information, you want to use the fact which has been already told by someone else, you can use that data without carrying the name plagiarism. How you can do that? Now, there are the regulations in place, there are the ways by which you can utilize the information from another sources, but there is a way of doing it, and that is known as the citation. Citation simply means that in your while writing down your research work, you are actually using other sources. At the same time, you are acknowledging those sources. So when you acknowledge those sources in the form of the references, it does not lie into the way of the plagiarism. So whenever you use the data or the figures or the experiments from someone else's work, you always need to either cite it. Cite it means you have to mention the references, and or you properly quote it by that scientist's name, so the work is actually getting acknowledged, or putting someone else ideas or facts in your own words. So you are not directly taking those information, but you are portraying it in a simplified way or in another form, and this is known as paraphrasing. So now you are clear about the citation. Citation means simply referencing. Quotation means you are exactly copying that thing and giving the credit to the author in the form of writing down those author's name, or you are writing down that material in your own words. So that is known as paraphrasing. Now, turning in someone else's work as one's own, including the buying and the selling of the term papers or assignments. My dear students, now this is the report of an assignment which is being checked for the plagiarisms. There are many softwares which are used to check the plagiarism in the reports submitted by the students. So now it is a protocol. So whenever any student submits the assignment report, or if even if you submit the paper to the research papers to the editors, they give you the plagiarism. They check the plagiarism. Now, how do they check the plagiarism? Again, there are different sorts of the softwares which are being available to check the plagiarism. So now this is the report of that plagiarism checker Drillbit. So like other softwares like Turnitin are also used worldwide to check the plagiarism. Now, in this report, you get the complete summary of the informations. How much extent is the plagiarism? So, if you see, this is the like sample copy whereby you can see that there is 39% similarity. Similarity means that the same sort of the content is available or in another work or in another scenario. So, like this is not acceptable. So, when you get the report, you get the complete source from which side the data has been taken, or like what are the different sources referred by this author while preparing the assignment. So this is another page from the same plagiarism checked report. So you can see there are red sort of the numberings whereby the text has been highlighted. Now this is the copied text. This is the text which other person has written down and you have copied it, and it is therefore it is being highlighted out. The text written by by the person is not highlighted. So if you are copying, that text will only be highlighted. Along with that, you can also see a number written over. So this is the number where if you talk about the 39% of the plagiarism, so you get a number from which website the data has been taken up. So it give, in a nutshell, it give you the complete information: what data has been copied, how much data has been copied, and what are the sources of this copied data. So what does plagiarism look like? So it's simply by like copying someone's work or citing a source improperly. So one way of avoiding the plagiarism is citing or quoting. But when you don't cite the work properly or you don't give the appropriate credit to the user, then it comes into plagiarism. Or failure to cite a source. So there are so many sources, so you fail to cite few sources, then also it will come into the purview of the plagiarism. Creation of false sources or turning in another person's work as your own. So what are the consequences? What are the different punishments? So like if you do such practice of plagiarisms, it is the failure of your assignment. So your assignment won't be acceptable. So it is very easy to tell if you have plagiarized by use of any of these softwares. So you need to rework on your assignment. You need to prepare the assignment again in your own words. Your guide, your mentor will tell you how to like do the paraphrasing. He will guide you how to do so that you avoid this plagiarism. So plagiarism sometimes is often used intentionally or not as a shortcut. So why do people go for plagiarism? Because of the time constraints, or like because they don't have sufficient time and they have to submit the report. So that due to that pressure, they try to simplify the work by simply copying. But this is totally not acceptable to the guide, because ultimately the report will not be accepted if it is being checked through the plagiarism checker. That is the purpose of introducing it as a B farm level. Otherwise, once you reaches to your M form, always you have to work on the research area, and then you understand how serious the plagiarism is. So it actually demands for writing more content, writing with the timelines, within that time frames. Now let us understand how to avoid plagiarism. I hope you are all clear what is plagiarism and why it is important to stop plagiarism. So how to avoid this plagiarism? There are three ways basically. First is summarization. You study the subject thoroughly, you understand it, you understand the concept, then you start writing down in your own words. So you must reference the original resource. If you're using the data from someone else, you need to cite it properly, you need to give appropriate credit to the author. So your summary should be shorter than the text you are summarizing. You must use your own words, usually within a limited use of quotations. Second way is paraphrasing. As discussed earlier, you have completely studied about the topic. Now you're writing in your own words. So you must reference the original resource. and you should you are writing down it in your own words. So this is known as paraphrasing. The third is quotation. So like in what do you whenever you prepare any report, research report, you need to quote the text with the author detail, so that if anyone else is reading out, he can simply point out that this quotation was highlighted by this author. So it is just like giving appropriate credit to your author for having that good quality of the work. So you must use the original author's exact words, and you must put quotation marks around them. You must include the page numbers of the sources from which you have borrowed the author's original language. Now, there are different ways of citation. If you see the referencing, you may have the APA style or Vancouver style. So these are the different style. You need in for BPharm students, it's not important to go in that much detail, since the subject basically talks about your understanding of the plagiarism. But there are different ways, like Modern Language Association. A full guide to citations can be found on their websites, and they guide you how you can play. So it may be into the form of numbering or by the scientist name, year, it or using the et al. So some examples have been put forward here so that you understand what is paraphrasing, what is quotation. In quotations, you can see the quotation marks. In paraphrasing is writing in your own words. And indirect quote is like this, whereby you are giving credit to the author by simply putting the author's name and the page number. So in text citations also, like whenever you're writing down any book or research paper or article, you need to properly give the reference number. You need to properly cite your paper. So if you have visited or if you have ever read any of the research paper, you must have seen a lot of references at the end, which simply says that when you are preparing that research report, you are giving due credit to the different authors for their credible works. So what is this work cited? So citation is very important. A work cited is a list of the sources that goes at the end of your paper or the presentation, and which tells the reader all the sources that you have used. So formatting sources in a work cited is different from formatting in text citation. So there is you are completely giving all the sources in the form of the references to give credit to the authors. Now there are different set of examples, different sets of writing these references. So these are just few examples. So whenever you are visiting any sort of the website or research paper, you need to quote it them in a different ways. Now, talking about the detection mechanisms, always you have to double check all your citations for accuracy, proper formatting, author and page numbers. You have to also make sure your in-text citations matches the sources listed in the works. So the numbers should be same. So when you write down the research paper, you have to be very much considerate and accurate about these references. So anyone reading your work should be able to easily locate the original source of any material you use in your own work. So it should be easy for the third person. So when he's reading down your report, he should be able to, like if you want to refer the original author, he can refer back. Now there are a number of good sources for reference paper. You can visit PubMed or like University Press, major publication houses. So the sources have to be authenticated. So at the end of the research paper, you have to list down complete information so that all the authors are given due credit and all the sources should be cited well. Now I think you are clear that what is plagiarism, what are the different types of plagiarism. Sometimes it happens accidental, sometimes it happens intentional. So one should not do the plagiarism, and how you can simply avoid the plagiarism by giving proper citation, proper referencing, proper quotation marks, or by doing the paraphrasing or summarizing it in your own words. So why it is important? Because you have to see the academic integrity and the honesty. Honesty is very important, and the journal structure for research and transparency. You have to give the proper attribution and assignment requirements. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please do like, share and subscribe to Pharmacypedia for getting further updates and important information related to pharmacy contents. Thank you so much.